Message, message is for people to take the streets in masses, to pressure the politicians, their countries. The amazing protests all around the world, in Turkey, in Europe, in America, in Canada, in Asia. We need more on the Arab world. We need more and more and more of these, so those politicians can pressure their those protests can pressure their politicians and can cost them. In the UK, for example, in America, there was a report this morning that people are not that Biden is in a very low level of satisfaction amongst voters in America.
I'm joined now by Yousef Aljamal, a researcher in Middle East studies and co-author of Gaza Writes Back, which he wrote together with Refaat Alareer. First of all, sorry for your loss of your close friends. What are you feeling today?
I am devastated. I am completely in shock. For a while, I thought Rifat is immortal, that he will live forever. We always had, many memories with Rifat in Gaza and elsewhere. We're very devastated today. We were shocked to hear the news, and I do not have the words to describe my feelings of loss and of shock that a Palestinian storyteller and legend, Refaat Alareer, is gone by an Israeli strike in Gaza that also killed his sister, brother, and 4 of his nieces. We call for accountability. We call for telling the story, the tale, Rifat's tale. We will continue to tell the story. We will not be intimidated by airstrikes and these fear tactics to silence Palestinian intellectuals and storytellers like Rifat.
Now, for those who didn't know him personally, how would you describe him?
Rifat was a great father, brother. He was my lecturer first and foremost, but he also was my friend. I traveled with him to Malaysia, to the United States, talking about Gaza, and poetry and writing. He was of a great help. He established, ties with his students beyond classrooms. He was our friend. He was our big brother. He was everything to us. Even though I left Gaza 7 years ago, he stayed in touch with me on daily and weekly basis. In fact, I spoke to him on Sunday, and he described the amount of destruction that he saw in Western Gaza when he was able to leave his house during the truce. Rifat made sure that he tells the story from Gaza. He was among a few people in Gaza City who were tweeting in English, and he would walk for miles every day to make sure that he has access to the internet so that he could tell the story. Back in Gaza, he trained hundreds of young Palestinians on creative writing and storytelling. And many of them are telling the story of Gaza today to the media, thanks to Rifat, thanks to his wisdom and training. He taught us about Malcolm X in the US and other struggles of people being oppressed by settler colonialism. He took us out. We were friends. He took me for 3 weeks in his own home in Malaysia when I did not have a home, when I traveled there for my postgrad studies. He was a great person in many different ways. And above all, he had a sense of humor. He always joked about, life under occupation. And he always brought light and joy to our gatherings. Whenever we met, he left, a great memory, a great impact for people who knew him closely.
So why did he stay in northern Gaza when Israel told people to leave for the south?
My family is in the south, and the south is never safe. And Israel is promoting a narrative that the south is safe. The south is not safe. This is a myth. And many people, including Refaat, chose to stay in Gaza City and the north just because they do not want to become refugees again. And for Refaat, this is, his duty of telling the story of Gaza. If he leaves the north and Gaza City, who else is going to tell the story? In 2014, Refaat asked his students, including myself, to write about our experiences under Israel's occupation and siege in Gaza, and he published the stories in a book called Gaza Writes Back. He was the editor of the book. He also contributed a number of stories to the book. We toured the world, the United States. We spoke about Gaza Writes Back in Malaysia and elsewhere. The book was translated into different languages. And he also edited Gaza Unsilenced and contributed to another book that just came out a year and a half ago called Light in Gaza. He was very active in storytelling and telling the story of his people. And, during these difficult times in Gaza, he stood to his word. He did not leave. Up until his last breath, he told the story of Gaza. He debunked all these claims about Palestinians and what's happening in Gaza, telling the story and sharing firsthand experiences, as he always taught us, from Gaza, from the ground. Although the price for that was very tragic. It was his life. But then he was very principled. He paid for his life so that the story of Gaza gets out to the world.
Well, his voice will certainly be remembered. Thank you so much, Yousef Aljamal, for joining us here on TRT World and remembering your friend Refaat Alareer.